Okay, so let's see. So she's considered not. Okay, let's do this. Da, 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 da. Graham, okay. And more. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Okay, good evening. Good evening. So, apparently, Lindsey Graham will make hello Valero. So, Lindsey Graham's sister moves Senate run. Some GOP ignore Trump. So, this article from USA Today came out July 21st, 2026. So Darlene Graham received a covered endorsement from Donald Trump as she considered a bid to replace her brother Lindsey Graham, who died July 11 in the South Carolina race for her seat. Run, Darlene, run. So Trump said in a Truth Social post Friday, July 17, Darlene Graham, who's 62 years old, as he said she has been a winner all of her life and she accept and she should accept and she has his complete endorsement, the president wrote on Truth Social. One major snag lies ahead for the newly minted senator. Other potential hopefuls seems unmoved by Trump backing the untested political candidate as Graham seeks to honor her only sibling's her only sibling who was 71 at the time of his death. So it talks about the filing. It lasts from July 21st to July 28th. And the election is slated for August 11th. Okay. So we will see if she will win her seat. I think the reason why she considered a run is because Trump encouraged her to run. So, me, I just thought she would just continue. She will continue until January 2027, and then she will step aside. But apparently, she accepted Trump endorsement, and we will see if she will do well when the election comes in August. Okay, so now let's move on. So, Britta said, So Carl K, there's an account user that go by Carl K. He said, why do you think Candace Owens investigating Charlie murders bothers Erica Kirk and Turning Point USA so much? Maybe it's because she indicated that they were responsible for his murder. That's why. I don't think they have any issue investigating the murder, even though she's wrong. That's my guess. Ah. Okay. Whoa. Hello, Pomi 1367. Doing good. How's it going, Pomi? Just Pomi. How's it going? Hello, this Yaya La. Okay. My goodness. My goodness. So Nick Fuentes, Grimaldus tweeted, Nick Fuentes cooks Nico and the low IQ anti-Semite. Look at the anti-Semite. Who do we got? Stu Peter, who crashed his four-wheeler drunk. You got Ian Carroll, enough said. You got Sneeko and Dan Gozerian. Jake Shield, who has brain damage. It's like Lollapalooza. Okay, let's see what he got to say.
I don't want want to be like you niggas anymore. Listen. If I don't want to be like you niggas anymore. Listen. If the movement is Stu Peters, who's like a drunk, and it's Dan Kazarian, who is this manlit, fake poker player, Instagram celebrity has-been, and it's Dr. Jang and Sneeko, and who else? It's like, if that's the anti-Semitic movement, then, like, Hashem, make me Jewish. Like, Hashem, make me Jewish. Please, let me join you. I'm sorry, I was just kidding. No, it's true, we were just jealous. We want to be like you. It's like, if that's the movement, then we're cooked. Look at the Jews roster. The Jews have Larry Ellison. And the Jews have George Soros. And they got Adam Sandler. These people don't fuck around. They got Jack Black. They got Benjamin Netanyahu. They got some heavy hitters. And even on their bench are the goy. They also have the top goys, too. They got Donald Trump, Elon Musk. They made Ye apologize. Like, their deck is stacked. The bench is stacked. And then you look at the anti-Semites, and who do we got? Stu Peters, who, like, crashed his four-wheeler drunk and then got arrested. And you got Ian Carroll, okay, enough said. And you got Sneeko and Dan Kazarian. Dan Bilzerian, he joined the fray. Now he's an anti-Semite. Jake Shields, who legitimately has brain damage, like punch-drunk brain damage. It's like the lineup is a joke, you guys. It's like Lollapalooza for retards. Like, you're announcing the lineup of anti-Semites, and it's like, please, I can't take any more. Stop. We don't want any more anti-Semites. Imagine you go back in time like 4 years. Nobody was anti-Semitic. Nobody knew about the Jews. Nobody knew the Jews did 9/11. Nobody knew the Jews were doing these things. And you're thinking, like, who's going to be the celebrity endorsements for anti-Semitism? It's like this MMA fighter. It's like, remember Dan Bilzerian from 2015 when he was on Instagram? And it's Sneeko because, like, of course, he follows every fad. And it's this, like, COVID truther alcoholic who beats his family, Stu Peters. It's like, don't we have anyone better? Like, we used to have Kanye. He doesn't want any part of this anymore. It's like,
okay, I mean, yeah, Kanye apologized to a rabbi. So, and I think Kanye was probably going through mental health issue. But he did make that catchy song that was he did make that catchy Hitler song.
I don't know, guys. I think, and I think it's time to pack it up. Hashem. Can we get that guy to wrap it to fill in? Is he still there? Is he still in Chicago?
Okay, let's move. Okay, Tucker Carlson had an interview with Stephen A. Smith. And then Jay tweeted, Stephen A. Smith just asked Tucker Carlson the perfect question. Tucker, in 2021, you proudly wrote that you hated Trump passionately. You later supported him in 2024. Why should listener see this latest break as principle rather than another pivot? I think it was just a pivot to stay relevant, I guess. And then Tucker said, I was wrong on Trump. I've seen it of bad stuff for this country. It's a total betrayal. Trump changed after Butler. Tucker sound bitter and rejected. Trump didn't change to me. He's taking on the communists, the globalists, the deep state, and terrorist regimes all at once. That's not pivot. That's what I voted for. Okay, let's listen to the clip from Jay.
Tucker Carlson, in 2021, you probably wrote that you hated Trump passionately. You later supported him in 2024. So here's the question. Why should listeners see this latest break as principle rather than another pivot on your side, on your part? How do you answer that?
Well, I've had many pivots, and I've already explained two of them. I was wrong.
Yes, you have.
Because I'm wrong a lot, I guess. I mean, I flatter myself as I'm not wrong a lot, but I certainly am wrong sometimes, and wrong on big things. I was wrong on Trump, and I was wrong on the Iraq War, and I'm sure a million other things. But anyway, I mean, I don't know what to say. People can judge whether I'm sincere or not. I don't really know what I'm getting out of this, actually. I've gotten really nothing out of any of it, and I'm not going to whine and say I've lost a lot, but some, including friendship. So I don't really know what my motive would be, but if I can't convince people, I can't. But I'm just telling you, I happened to be there and pretty close and saw a lot of stuff that is like so bad for this country. It's such a total betrayal. Now, I would just say quickly that, yeah, I got mad at Trump in a private text message, which Fox stole from me and sent to the New York Times. Like, that's a whole nother story, kind of crazy. But I wrote that to one of my producers, because Trump had made me mad in 2001, right after the election. Okay, I get, I've been mad at people I love. But I decided that Trump was the option to the Republican leadership and the Democratic leadership. He wasn't a Republican. He was a challenge to the Republicans. He came from outside the system. This was how I thought of it. And as they tried to put him in jail and shoot him and all this stuff, I was like, see, it's totally real. It's not a fake thing. I mean, they're trying to put him in jail. That's what I thought, and I still kind of think that. But somewhere along the line, after that Butler shooting in Pennsylvania in July of 2024, he changed like 180 degrees and started doing things that he ran against doing. And so, you tell me what that is. I don't know. I don't think Trump's a great actor. I don't think he was lying before. I think something changed him.
Okay. Okay, MAGA Voice said everybody needs to call the senators, tell them to pass the Save America Act. Democrats will steal the midterms. Time is running out. I actually do not disagree with MAGA Voice. Midterm is right around the corner. November 3rd. Trump ended up being correct about non-citizen voting. I made a video about it like a day or two ago. Yeah. So Gentry Givert said any Republican pushing for amnesty should be laughed out of the primaries. We don't want that. Your campaign will implode. American wants our country back. Okay. Candace ironically describes herself in the opening of her show tonight. This is a tweet from Anna, from an account user that goes by Anna. I did not watch her show today, nor yesterday. I watched her show about that bombshell article about where it was titled and reported that Erica Kirk behind closed door called her a B, and I don't agree that Erica Kirk said that. Okay. Let's see.
All right, you guys, I want to talk about parasites because they are fascinating little organisms. They're creepy, but they are fascinating in part because their survival depends on feeding off of a host and causing it harm. I mean, really think about that existence, not being able to live unless you are causing destruction. Parasite to invade, very much like parasites, in this sort of effort to drive people crazy.
Okay, parasite. Okay, so maybe that's her who drives people crazy. So she referred to herself as parasite. Let's look up what does parasite mean. Driving people crazy, I guess. What is the definition of parasites? So parasite is an organism that lives on in or inside another organism known as the host. It survives by feeding off the host nutrients, causing harm while providing no benefit in return. Okay. So parasite is like an insect. Okay. My goodness. Okay. So Ryan said Barack Hussein Obama is the worst president in American history. Sleepy Joe Biden is a close second. I wouldn't say that. I said the worst president of American history is Biden, and then the second would be Jimmy Carter. Okay, so Cinema Shogun said Candace Owens fans have been waiting around for weeks to find out who Ben Shapiro ate lunch with 10 months ago. Their lives are devoid of anything meaningful, so these are the types of things they look forward to. Sitting around on pins and needles, anxiously awaiting for Ben Shapiro's almost year-old lunch date to be exposed. Did he order soup or salad, lemon with his water or no lemon? Surely the answer to this mystery will somehow solve Charlie Kirk already solved murder case. Yeah. I don't know why she wants to know who Ben Shapiro had lunch with. The objective is who shot Charlie Kirk on September 10th, and that person is Tyler Robinson. So let's see that clip.
All right, you guys, stay on the show. I find out who Erica's family source was in the Daily Mail. Can't believe they tried to Darvo tactic, reverse the victim and offender on me. These people are crazy. Also, I am going to reveal some exclusive messages from Charlie Kirk, which will have you looking at his friends sideways for sure. Yeah, you are going to have a lot of questions about how easily they lie about everything and why it comes so naturally to them. I've just had enough of these narratives and the lies that they're telling about what he was going through during the last year and a half of his life and how his opinions were transforming. And of course, as promised, it is Thursday, and we're going to talk about who Ben Shapiro was at lunch with on September 10th. So join us at the link below.
Okay.
All right, you guys.
Whatever. Okay, let's see. So this is a video from Zohram Mandami.
Benjamin Netanyahu is a war criminal.
So Zohram Mandami tweeted Benjamin Netanyahu is a war criminal.
The the architect of a horrific genocide against the Palestinian people. He is responsible for the killing of more than 73,000 people, for the maiming of tens of thousands of children, as those who survive undergo amputation without anesthesia, for the targeting of neonatal hospitals and maternity care centers, denying newborns even the chance to live, for the countless people he starved as he blocked food and humanitarian aid from reaching them, for the gunning down of hundreds of aid workers and journalists. And just last month, the UN confirmed that Palestinian children continue to be deliberately targeted and killed by Israeli armed forces, more than 8 months after the so-called ceasefire. The list goes on.
I mean, warning that man is danger. Oh, you're talking about Zohram Mandami army? I mean, yeah, you can say that. I mean, if you're a right winger, you will say he's danger. Me, I don't know because I'm not really that deep into politics. I mean, I have my understanding of things here and there, but I'm not really that deep into politics.
On and on. All is we.
But what I do know is bringing Islamic law in the United States will be really bad. That's what I do know. I don't know why you retracted your message, Amy. If you think Zohram Mandani is a danger, then it's your opinion.
As Americans, pay for the bombs that do the killing. There is a reason the International Criminal Court issued a warrant for his arrest. As human beings, we have spent generations building a shared understanding that there are crimes so grave they offend all of humanity. Anyone with their eyes, with their heart, with their conscience should recognize the devastation he has wrought and understand that he belongs before a court of law. As I've said, I agree with the ICC that Benjamin Netanyahu should be arrested and tried for his crimes, as I do for anyone else charged by the ICC. My administration has reviewed every avenue available under applicable law to determine whether New York City could execute the International Criminal Court's arrest warrant if Benjamin Netanyahu came here. It is clear that we do not have the independent legal authority to enforce this warrant. The federal government, however, does, and I call on them to join the ICC and execute this warrant. And I want to be equally clear. Benjamin Netanyahu is not welcome in New York City, nor is any other war criminal at large. While we cannot end the genocide on our own, we can decide whether our silence will become another weapon, and we can examine every tool we have to defend the humanity and dignity of all people. That is my commitment to you.
Yeah, I think Zohram Mandani should make a presidential run in 2028. Maybe Zohram Mandani will be the Democrat best candidate for 2028. Okay, so Congressman Randy Fine said he's a Muslim terrorist. Okay, I don't really know how is he a Muslim terrorist. Now, if he's trying to bring Islamic law in the state of New York City, then I don't know. Okay, so there's a tweet 20 hours ago that go from Remarks. He said, President Trump say we are in the golden age. This is the greatest we'll ever be. And then there's like an account user that goes by, I can't afford groceries. And I actually agree with him. I don't think the United States are in a golden age. Okay, so
require cooperate.
Yeah. Thing. So Neo Candace Owens comes out in support for Andrew and Tristian Tate, claiming it's a setup. I don't think it's a setup. People were saying that Andrew Tate and Tristian Tate are innocent. I disagree with them because they bragged about it. They brag about trafficking women. So I don't think they're innocent. And then there's like a YouTuber that goes by Milk Bar for TV who had a compilation of Andrew Tate um, bragging about exploiting women. Okay, so MAGA Voice tweeted 2 hours ago that I am in tears. Trump is stunned by the World Series ring in Jersey. The LA Dodger just gifted him. Oh wow, you have to be kidding me. I love this. Okay, let's see.
Oh, wow. Oh, you have to be kidding, huh? Wow. Do I have to report this? I don't want to report this. That's beautiful. Thank you very much.
It's got your name on it.
That's so good. That's right. That's really good. That's great. Thank you, fellas. You know what that looks like. Thank you very much. You know what? I'll put it right here.
And a World Series jersey.
Thank you very much.
47.
Thank you. I just want to say, oh, wow.
Okay. I don't know if Trump watches baseball, but if he was a baseball fan, I would assume he would be a Yankees fan because he's from New York.
All right, you guys, I want to talk about parasites.
Okay, I've already watched this clip. So Spencer Akimian said, Trump said the man who mocked him in Georgia is most likely Antifa. No, I don't think he was Antifa. Okay. Da, 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 da. Bum, ba, da. Okay, good. I nailed it. 982 out of 1,000. So check this out. Nailed it. 982, 1,000. Got 100. Okay, good. I really don't know why Amy retracted his comments about Zohram Mandani. If you're not a fan of Zohram Mandani, you're not a fan of Zohram Mandani. It's okay. Okay, so Gunther Hegelman said, it's refreshing to have a president who genuinely loves sports and actually knows the game. You can tell the difference between a lifelong fan and someone who just pretending for the camera. I don't know if Trump really watches sport. And like I said, if he was a baseball fan, he would be a Yankee fan. But I mean, champions usually go visit the president in the White House when they win the championship. I mean, baseball seemed like a fun sport than golf. Okay. 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 Okay.
Honored to do it. But so what we're going to do is we're going to take this unbelievable team to the Oval Office, and we're going to present them with some great things. And I just want to thank everybody very much. This is a special moment, and I think especially because it's the Dodgers and it's Dave and Mark and people that are unbelievable in their own right, unbelievable talents and leaders. Thank you very much, and a job well done. Thank you.
Yeah. So this is a clip of him allowing the Dodgers in the Oval Office. Okay. Okay, so Natalie Beisner said, we're all the wretch, right? That saved a wretch like me. That is exactly how I feel every single day that I get to stand on stage and have not just a second chance, a third chance, a fourth chance. Imagine Candace Owens speaking with the same level of humility and graciousness today. She wouldn't. She'll never talk today about how she's a wretch in the need of saving. She'll never talk about how we've all made mistakes, including her. Instead, she excoriates people not only for their past misdeeds, but also for the misdeed of their great grandparents. as if that's somehow an indictment on them. She's proud and mean-spirited and unforgiving and unrepentant. What happened? So here's the clip.
Was written by somebody who had a spiritual awakening about Savior, about grace, and about God. And I think the reason that the song means so much to me, and I think to every single person, why you instantly want to sing along, is because we're all the wretched, right? That saved a wretch like me. That is exactly how I feel, the blessing that I feel every single day, that I get to stand on stage and I get to have not just a second chance, a third chance, a fourth chance, a fifth chance, because I was a wretch, right? I made terrible decisions when I was young. King Face talked about the decisions he made when he was young. Brandon talked about him being arrested. Brandon Tatum, right? All of us led these paths. We're down these paths that were so meaningless and so harmful and so hateful. And then we were saved. I was saved simply by conservative principles, right? That is the chance that God gave me. Conservative.
Okay.
Was written by somebody.
Okay, so Fox News tweeted, we have to stop the threat of the communist rhetoric that you're hearing right now, because these people, they're highly educated, but they're doing very poorly. In other words, they are losers. President Trump takes direct aim at what he called communist ideology of the socialist Democrats during his remark at an EPA event. He wants that embracing what he described as communist rhetoric will be terrible for the country as he sharpened his attack on the left. They are losers. Okay, so let's see what he got to say.
So we have to stop the threat of the communist rhetoric that you're hearing right now, because these people, they don't act. I'm very happy a poll came out. It said they're highly educated, but doing very poorly. In other words, they're losers. They went to school, they got a good education, now they don't know what they're doing. So what they do is they complain about people like yourselves that have done so well. But we can't let the communist ideology we don't want to even think about it for this country. It would be terrible. So we have to stop the threat of the communist rhetoric that you're hearing right now, because these people, they don't act. I'm very happy a poll came out. It said they're highly educated, but doing very poorly. In other words, they're losers.
Okay, because that was 32 seconds long. Okay, so Ted Cruz 10 hours ago said his prediction will be AOC will run for president and Zohram Mandami will replace Chuck Schumer in the Senate. Some Republicans are cheering that our opponents are crazy. I'm not. This is bad for America. I may disagree with Democrats on taxes and regulation, but this country needs two parties that actually loves America. So Ted Cruz is predicting that AOC will run for president. I thought that would be Zohram Mandami that will run for president. So
I think she'll run for president. I don't think she will run for Senate, but I'm going to make a prediction for you, Sean. My prediction is...
So this is a clip on Fox News. So Ted Cruz yesterday or a day ago, he appeared on Fox News, and his prediction is AOC will run for president and Zohram Mandami will replace Chuck Schumer in the Senate. So, okay, let's see.
Is Comrade Mandami will be the next Democrat senator from New York, that Mandami will replace Schumer. I think Mandami is the single most powerful Democrat in the country. And I got to say, by the way, there are some Republicans that are celebrating. This is great. Our opponents are crazy. That's going to help us. I want to say for the record, I'm not celebrating. I think this is bad for the country. I think this is unhealthy. I want to see two normal parties that are not filled with crazy people who can actually do something reasonable and who actually love the country. Okay, if a Democrat likes some higher taxes and higher regulations, I don't like that. But could we start with the premise that you love America? I think she'll run for president.
Okay. So AOC, okay. I don't think AOC will win if she runs for president. Okay. So, one more tweet, and I think I'm just going to end the stream. I will just end the stream. Okay, Justin tweeted, "Look at how angry Tucker Carlson looks. Those are absolutely soulless eyes. His mouth of consuming hate and lies have really worn on him. What a shame." Okay, so
deepest and most interesting thinkers in the United States, wrote a piece about what is happening in oil markets. And again, it's worth the read, but to summarize it in 4 sentences. So the price of oil that the consumer understands mostly, if you're a CNBC watcher, you judge it by something called the price of Brent crude. Brent crude, there's a Brent oil field near the Shetland Islands in the North Sea. It's actually, I don't think, operating anymore, but Brent crude is the name that oil traders use for sweet light crude. That means less viscous, lower sulfur content, easier to refine into gasoline and diesel. It's the deepest and most interesting thinkers.
okay. So this is Tucker Carlson. People like Tanish Peter, people like Laura Loomer. His nickname, the nickname for Tucker Carlson is Tucker Carlson. Okay. So one poll from Fox News is Alexandria Cortez is leading the potential Democratic field at 22% with former Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. Close behind 21%. Former Vice President Kamala Harris trail at 5%. Separately, a Fox poll showed Democrats view socialism more favorably than capitalism by an 11-point margin, adding to the debate over where the party is headed as state battle over who will host the Democratic presidential primary. Okay. So AOC is the front runner for she's the front runner to be the Democrat nominee in 2028. So it's right here. She's polling at 22%, just a percentage above Pete Buttigieg. Okay. I'm just gonna end the stream now. See ya.